Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos.
Shabbos, Rabbi.
Nice you could join us on this Shabbat afternoon for our Mincha Mariv, going into our Havdalah for our Benot Mitzvah. And for those who are watching us online and joining with us, there's a link there for our prayer book, so you can follow along with our service tonight as well. And there's also that chat there in the YouTube stream, and you can give a little shout out to our Benot Mitzvah, because that's probably why you're online today, to enjoy this. But for the rest of us, it's nice we can come together as a community, find someone we're sitting near who we may or may not know, and introduce yourself to them, and wish them a good Shabbos too. In a young woman's life, she has the privilege and opportunity to read from Torah for the first time and teach her community or congregation from that which she has read. More than just reading Torah and Haftarah, we ask our students to lead us in worship on a night like this and to know they're part of a much larger and greater community. So on this afternoon and evening, it's our privilege to come to the Bima, to call to Bima to become Benot Mitzvah, Ava Isolde Murphy and Holland Josephine Murphy. Ava and Holland are daughters of Melissa Kahn and Steve Goldberg, and the sisters of Max, Jolie, Ian, and Perry, and the granddaughters of Nancy Kahn and of Jeffrey Kahn of blessed memory. And so we call the girls to our Bima now to lead us in worship on this Shabbos afternoon and evening.
We turn to page 104 to begin our service. We read responsibly. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing God's praise forever. Happy are the people who share God's blessings. Happy are the people who have faith in the Lord. I will praise you, my God, the ruler. I will bless your name forever.
Every day blessings shall be said. I will praise God's name forever.
Great is the Lord and worthy of praise. God's greatness is infinite.
One generation shall tell of your work to the next. They shall tell the story continually.
All of your works praise you. Your faithful shall bless you. We shall bless God forever and ever. Blessed be God. We turn to page 105 and rise for the call to worship. Baruch Hu as Adonai Hamvorah. Praise be our God, to whom all praises due. Baruch Adonai Hamvorah le'olam va'ed. Praise be our God, to whom all praises due, now and forever.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ha'olam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach sha'arim, uvit vuna mashane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mish merotehem barakia kiretzono. Praised are you, our God, ruler of the world, who brings about the evening star. Your wisdom makes the dawn appear. You differentiate the times and seasons of our lives. The stars follow their courses as a sign of a divine creative force in the universe. Borei yom v'layla golel or mipne choshe v'choshe mipne or. Avir yom umavi layla umavdil ben yom. Uvein layla Adonai tzevaot shemel. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. You have created the day and night. Even though you cause the day to disappear and you bring on the night, you have developed a separation and distinction, one from the other. We call you ruler of the universe, but you are our living God. May you create understanding among us so that we might never take nature for granted. Praised are you, our Creator, who causes night to fall. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, God, you love your people Israel. As we recite the watchword of our faith.
Shema Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam b'shitecha v'metecha u'b'lechtecha v'derech u'b'shochecha u'kumecha u'shartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot ben einecha u'chavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hiyem kedoshim le'Elochem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeitechem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. You shall love the Eternal, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Set these words, which I command you this day, upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and they shall be a symbol before your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your homes and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to God. I, the Eternal, am your God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I, the Eternal, am your God. All this we hold to be true and sure. You alone are God. There is none else, and we are your people, Israel. You are our sovereign. You deliver us from the hand of oppressors and save us from the fists of tyrants. You do wonders without number, marvels that pass our understanding. You give us our life, and by your help we survive all who seek our destruction. You did wonders for us in the land of Egypt, miracles and marvels in the land of Pharaoh. You led your people Israel out forever to serve you in freedom. When your children witnessed your power, they extolled you and gave you thanks. Willingly they enthroned you. And full of joy, Moses, Miriam, and all of Israel sang this song.
Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef lele, nora tehilot osef lele. Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, leolam va'ed.
We turn to page 111 and rise for the Amidah. We pray silently, either as our prayer book reads or as our hearts might prompt.
Adonai sefatitah ufia gitahilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gorel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei B'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד אתה, מכלכל חיי בחסד.
מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסירים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עבר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Let us lie down in peace, O God, and permit us to wake up in the security of knowing that we are safe and loved. Be a shield around us and keep enemies, disease, violence, homelessness, and hunger far away from those we love. Keep us safe in the shadow of your wings, for you are our protector. You show compassion and mercy when you permit us the experience of seeing the shelter of your peace. Give to your people, Israel, and the world a time of peace.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless your country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace among its nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes.
Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands.
And may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Blessed is the eternal God, source of peace. We continue our service on page 117 as we prepare for the reading of the Torah. As our tradition, in honor of our Banot Mitzvah and in thanks for their love and kindness, we call upon our mom and dad.
Hey,
כמוך באלוהים אדוני, ואין כמעשיך. מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום.
As your parents give you these talitot, we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher gesham et hatav tzivanu, hitatef bat tzitzit. Bless you, God, ruler of the universe, has given us commandments to wear a talis, the garment of our responsibility.
Going to start with Ava. Ava, I often marvel that you are mine, as I'm frequently struck by how much more mature you are than me. Since the time you were a very little girl, I've told you that you've circled this earth many times before you came to me, as you have a preternatural wisdom, an ingrained, effortless ability to lead that can't be explained in any other way. When you tackle your studies, you're not just going after a grade. You dig deep. You want to know the workings of things. For your 4th birthday, you asked your Uncle Ralph and Aunt Kay for a tool belt. You didn't want an adult to step in and fix things when they went awry. You wanted to figure out the fix on your own. Your self-sufficiency, modesty, and poise makes you a natural leader. You were so pleased when your teammates chose you as their captain in volleyball, and then you were surprised and delighted when your soccer teammates did the same on a day when you weren't even there to advocate for a single vote. You see the big picture, and you are delicately respectful when you help others to understand things that might not be clear. From quietly tutoring a classmate in algebra to voicing encouragement and direction from the goalposts, you are invested in helping others do their best. I am a very enthusiastic mom, but I am not the calmest person on earth. A mother should not rely on her child to calm her down, but you do this for me in the most welcome and loving way. I am a better person because of you. It is an honor and a privilege to be your mother, and I want you to know how proud I am of you today and every day. Oh, Holland. Where to begin? I guess I need to repeat myself, because when it comes to you, Holland, I sometimes wonder how I lucked out with such a creative, spiritual, beautiful soul. The other week, we went to Bloomfield Hills School's art show, where Mrs. Bouchon had chosen one of your ceramic pieces to be included. My favorite part of the evening was going with you to the high school jewelry section. It was only then that I recognized the depth of the education you're getting at the BBAC. You knew precisely how each ring was formed, what methods were used, the level of difficulty, and could assess the perfection of the finished result. This is indicative of the kind of attention you pay to detail. Growing up, my family always commented on my fashion sense. Now I wouldn't ever dream of leaving the house without getting the nod of approval from you on my choice. But you are so much more than a sense of style. Your attention to detail comes out in other very important ways. You read social situations and understand dynamics in ways that would escape most people. Your connection is kind of language to which the most of us are not privy. And speaking of language, for a girl who once came home exasperated that people kept asking why you spoke as if you'd fallen out of an 18th century novel, thanks to your mother's excessive love of English vocabulary, you are now an eager embracer of language as much as I am. You have an ability to express yourself in writing with a fluidity and grace that takes my breath away. I love being your mother. It is a great gift that I try to reflect upon and fully appreciate every day. I didn't cry. I have one more little thing to say. Holland and Ava, at 14, you are already both remarkable in the wisdom you possess. You have earned this acknowledgement of stepping into your role of young adults, steeped in Jewish traditions and values. Thanks to Abba leading our Friday night Shabbats, you may have more in-depth knowledge of Jewish knowledge than some who regularly attend yeshiva. But I am so grateful that he has given you this foundation, and I congratulate you both today, we both do, on becoming mitzvot.
Our God and the God of our ancestors, as we stand before this ark, we represent the generations of people who stood before you, who have lived and died by your law. Give us the wisdom to understand the words that we shall read from your Torah. Endow us with the sensitivity that can make this law a part of our life for the length of our days.
May your word be a lamp unto our people's feet and a light unto our path, showing us the way to a reality that is true and a life that is righteous. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one.
Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonai Kadosh Shemo. Our God is one, our God is great, holy is God's name.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Ki mitzion תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו, תורה לעמו ישראל. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד.
Steve was enjoying that so much. I want to make sure everyone had a chance. Watch out. 1 second. Please be seated. We're reading from the next parashah, the next book of Torah, the book of Numbers, right in the beginning of Bamidbar. As we begin with chapter 4, and on page 1041, Holland will be beginning on. For those who want to follow along in the Chumashim that are scattered throughout our seats, I don't know if it's still there or not. And we call upon our first Aliyah, the grandmother and great aunts and great uncles of our Benot Mitzvah, Nancy Kahn and Cindy and Phil Jose and Fred Kahn and Ralph Caden and Kay Von Rain. Ya'amdu Necham Rivka Bar Yitzchak, Zisel Dvora Bat Nachum Mendel, Pesach Ben Chaim, Ephraim Ben Nachum Mendel, Raphael Ben Yitzchak, Lila Bat Alva Rishon.
Baruch le'olam va'ed. Amen.
Vayetber Adonai el Moshe ve'el Aharon lemor naso et rosh b'nei kechat mitoch b'nei Levi lemishpachotam leveit avotam miben shaloshim shana v'mala va'ad ben hamishim shana kol latzava לעשות מלאכה באוכל מועד.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני
נותן Amen.
Amen.
We call upon our second Aliyah, the siblings of our Benot Mitzvah, Max and Jolie and Ian and Perry. Ya'amdu Menachem Mendel ben Malkan Ilya Shlomo, Shoshana bat Shlomo, Eliezer ben Shlomo, Aharon ben Shlomo, Shenit.
Baruch le'olam va'ed.
Amen. Zot avodat b'nei kechat be'ohel moed kodesh hakodashim uva Aharon uvanav binsoach hamahane behori idu et parochet hamasach vehisuva et Aron ha'edut v'natenu alav kesui or tachash ufarisu begetilio tehelet milmala vesamu badav.
Amen.
We call upon our third Aliyah, our Bat Mitzvah, our Maftir. Ta'amod, Chasia Bat Malkan Ila V'Shlomo, Shishia Bat Mitzvah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvara.
Baruch Hanai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Ve'al Shulchan HaPanim Yifresu Beged Techelet V'natenu Alav Et Hakerot Ve'et Hakapot Ve'et Hamanakiot Ve'et Kesot Hanase Ve'lechem Hatamid Alav Yahiyeh Ufresu Alechem Beged Tolat Shani Vehisu Oto Vemisei Or Tachash Vesamu Et Badav Velakehu Beged Techelet Vehisu Et Menarat Hamaor Ve'et Neruteha Ve'et Malkaheha Ve'et Machtateha Ve'et Kokalei Shamna Asher Yashartu La Bahem Ve'natenu Oto Ve'et Kolkeleha El Mosei Or Tachash Ve'natenu Al Hamot. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'Hayei Olam Nataf Etochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
When I first got my Torah portion, I was a bit disappointed. Instead of getting a heroic tale or a tragic story, my Torah portion is about counting. When I was talking to Rabbi Moskowitz about it, his first sentence was, "It's kind of a snooze fest." All the podcasts about it started with how it was their least favorite portion. But I think my Torah portion has one of the best messages, even if you have to dig pretty deep to find it. To me, my Torah portion means that everyone is important and has a role. When you value something, you want to take care of it and know how much you have, which is why I think God had Moses count off the Jews. Personally, I think that my Torah portion, Bamidbar, is about God telling Moses and Aaron to count off the Jews at Mount Sinai and telling the Levites their responsibilities. It also goes into the armies, princes, tribes, and all of the offerings to be given to the altar. Clearly, it was super exciting. Like art, when I am making a piece, each step is vital in making sure it comes out how I want it to. Each part is important, and you have to understand and value each part of the process. This message is important to remember in every aspect of life. Like right now, during my Banot, because I'm accepting my role as a Jewish adult and understanding my responsibilities as a Jew. Like celebrating the holidays, fasting, keeping Passover. To be a Jew is to be part of something, but it is also to be your own person and helping others by bringing your own talents forward and contributing to the community. To me, my Torah portion teaches me to look past the surface and understand that everyone and everything is important in its own way and should be valued.
As we invite Ava now to the Torah for her chanting, we continue on chapter 4 of Bamidbar, and we invite up for our fourth Aliyah the aunts and uncles of our Benot Mitzvah, Carolyn Sorkin and Sheila and Barry Levine and Marcia Beringer and Nick Kahn. Ya'amdu Fruma Reina Bat Hershel Gedalia, Shulmit Bat Yaakov, Beryl Ben Sender, Makan Ela Bat Pesach, Noah Aaron Ben Ephraim Ben Henditova, Revi.
הזהב, יפרסו בגד תכלת, וכיסו אותו במכסה אור תחש, ושמו את בדיו, ולקחו את כל כלי השרת, אשר ישרתו בם בקודש, ונתנו אל בגד תכלת, וכיסו אותם במכסה אור תחש, ונתנו על המות, ודישנו את המזבח, ופרסו עליו בגד ארגמן.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'torkeinu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
On our fifth Aliyah, proud parents of our Benot Mitzvah, Melissa Kahn and Steve Goldberg. Ya'amdu, Makan Ila bat Hershel Gedalia, Shlomo ben Yaakov, Chamishi. Baruch Hanai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. ונתנו עליו את כל כליו, אשר ישרתו עליו בהם, את המחטות, את המזלגות, ואת היעים, ואת המזרקות, כל כלי המזבח, ופרסו עליו כיסוי אור תחש, ושמו בדיו. וכילה אהרון ובניו לכסות את הקודש ואת כל כלי הקודש בנסוע המחנה, ואחרי כן יבואו בני קהת לשאת, ולא יגעו אל הקודש, ומתו אלה מסע בני קהת באוהל מועד, ופקודת אלעזר בן אהרון הכהן, שמן המאור וקטורת הסמים, ומנחת התמיד, ושמן המשחה, פקודת כל המשכן וכל אשר בו, בקודש ובכליו.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'sorheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. I heard that. We call upon our final Aliyah, our Bat Mitzvah Ava. Ta'amod Esther bat Malkan Ila v'Shlomo Shishira bat Mitzvah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarah.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Meber Adonai el Moshe ve'el Aharon lemor, al tachritu et shevet mishpechot hageyati mitoch halviyim, vezot asu lahem, vehayu velo yamutu, vegishtam et kodesh hakodashim. Aharon ובניו יבואו Vasamu otam ish al avodato ve'el masa'o velo yavo lirot kevala et hakodesh v'hamitu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam natan betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
My Torah portion is about the duties of the Levites, which were to prepare and care for the tabernacle of testimony. It also tells the story of how Moses and Aaron were commanded by God to create a census of all the Israelites at Mount Sinai. But, in my eyes, this portion is all about details. We learn about each sacred object on the altar, from purple cloth to dolphin skin. We also learn about each name and purpose of the Israelites. When I first read this portion, each little detail seemed duller than the last. I just couldn't find the point. All I could see were lists, but despite its boring exterior, I've come to the conclusion that it holds some very valuable information, including, most critically, the importance of discipline. Though every detail took time and effort, they were all vital to the big picture, and with care and attention to these details, Moses, Aaron, and the Levites all succeeded in their mission. Everybody needs discipline in almost all walks of life, and as of late, my life has been fully reliant on it. Whether it's school, sports, friends, or family, I'm almost always juggling my responsibilities. And with a lot on one's plate, it can be difficult to take care of the little things. But I found that when you stop caring about those details, that's when things begin to fall apart. My mom will probably tell you that discipline looks like a clean room, something I often lack. But I see discipline as giving 100% effort. What's the point in doing something if you're unwilling to fully commit? Although the mundane aspects of life can often seem boring and maybe a little pointless, the hard work and persistence that link them together construct a deeply meaningful existence. I spent a long time learning about what it means to become a bat mitzvah, and I have found that it's to make a commitment to carry on Jewish traditions, such as celebrating Jewish holidays and giving to charity. But I also find it's more about taking responsibility as an adult in my community to become the best person I can be, and to pass on the lessons taught by Torah, which to me are being caring, honest, hardworking, and always trying to improve my life as well as the lives of the people around me.
Mitzvah's cousins. Which ones? Who's here? Who doesn't have COVID? Which ones? Clara and Sam and Hope and Hope. Okay. You guys are coming up. Please rise as
And Mars.
we dress our Torah.
Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael. Al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la
Divrehem Hane'amarim Be'emet Baru Atah Adonai Habocher Batara Uv Moshe Avdo Uv Yisrael Amo Uvin B'yeh Ha'emet V'tzedek. My haftarah comes from the prophet Hosea. V'natati la et harameha misham ve'et amek ehor lefeta tikva ve'enata sha'a kime ne'ura v'yom al-huta me'eretz mitzrayim v'haya bayom hahu Ne'um Adonai, Tikra'i Ishi Vilo Tikra'i Li Od Bali. Vehasorotati et Shemot Hab Alim Mifi Velo Yezochru Od Bishmam. V'herati lahem barit bayom hahum im hayat hasadeh ve'im ov hashmayim ve'remes ha'adama ve'keshet ve'cherev u'milchama ashbor min ha'aretz ve'hishkavtim lavetach ve'eshbor Ve'erestichli le'lam Ve'erestichli betzedek uvmishpat uvchesed uvrachamim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam Sur kol ha'amim Tzadik b'chol hadorot Ha'el ha'ne'eman Ha'omer ve'oseh Hamdaber umkayem Shekol devarav Emet v'tzedek Al ha'torah Ve'al ha'avodah Ve'al hanvi'im Ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu Likdusha v'limnucha Lechavod u'tifaret Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvrachim otach yitbarashim habefikochai tamid le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. We continue on page 123. Please rise. Havu godel lelohenu uchnu chavod la Torah. Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah la'amo Yisrael bikdushato. Praise be the one who in holiness has given the Torah to our people Israel.
Hodo al eretz v'shamayim vayarem keren li'amo tehila lechol chasidav li'vanei Israel am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Torat Adonai temima mishivat nafesh edut Adonai ne'emana makimat peti. The law of our God is perfect, restoring the soul. The testimony of the Eternal is sure, making wise the simple.
Pikude Adonai Yesharim Mesamche Lev Mitzvat Adonai Bara Me'irat Einayim. The precepts of our God are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Eternal is clear, enlightening the eyes. Yirat Adonai Tehera Omedet La'ad Mishpete Adonai Emet Tzadku Yachdav. The presence of our God is pure, enduring forever. Judgments of the Eternal are true and righteous altogether. Ki lekach tov natati lachem torati al ta'azovu. Behold, I have given you a good doctrine, my Torah. Do not forsake it.
It's Chaim hi, lama chazikim ba, v'tov mecheha meushar, deracheha, derechenu v'chol netivoteha shalom.
Holland and, I gotta say something first. Holland and Ava, I invite your siblings to join us, Perry and Ian and Jolie and Max, to come join us all on the bema at this time as we prepare to bless you. Please be seated.
As your siblings make their way up, we get to present you and say mazel tov to the two of you for doing a phenomenal job of leading us in our worship this evening and reading from Torah for the first time. And so we have some gifts on behalf of our congregation to give to the two of you. First, for the two of you, we have our new High Holiday Prayer Book, which we're going to be using this year, known as Mishkan HaNefesh. And unlike your prayer book today, that if you forget it at home and it's somewhere else, we have plenty of copies that you can borrow, just like tonight, but it won't be more of a challenge like you gave yourselves today as you were going through. From our brotherhood, we've planted a tree in Israel for the two of you in honor of this occasion as well, and our hope is that one day you'll travel with us to Israel to be able to see that tree and to water it as well. And from our sisterhood, a year of high school youth group dues for Sisti. Our hope is that you continue to be a part of our community and participate in those activities because we like seeing you and having a lot of fun with you guys. So, mazel tov. You guys were awesome. And it's exactly what we expected. Because we knew that throughout this entire process, the two of you worked really hard to make sure that today would be perfect. It wasn't an easy process, as we know. There were bumps along the road and some extra challenges that we gave you, but I think that's what becoming a bat mitzvah is about as well. That you learn that when you put your mind to something, it's those little details like you were talking about with art, that they all come together and they work perfectly. For us, bat mitzvah, becoming a benot mitzvah, is more than just reading from the Torah for the first time. It's really an opportunity for us to celebrate the young women who you've become. As we've watched you during this past year in Madruchim and in other opportunities as you've studied and gotten to go, we've seen two such incredible young women that, as your mom described, independent, old soul, great depth, caring, compassionate, sensitive, and we've seen that come out no matter when you've been with us. And those are great qualities that the two of you have. But I think what I've really enjoyed most in this process is watching the two of you interact with one another. The two of you are very, very protective of each other. It's awesome to be able to watch that if one of you is having a difficult time, the other one was there to make sure that they stepped in. That when one of you was successful, or both of you were successful in accomplishing whatever task it might be, that the other one was there to celebrate with you as well. It's awesome to have a sister that you get to do that with. And I know that standing behind you, watching your family with you as well, that they're equally as supportive of the two of you. You guys come from good yichus. You have great relations in your family, the people that are around you that support you, cheer you on, that are there for you. It's great that you have that. because it allows the two of you to be you and to bring out the many blessings that you each have into our world in the way that you lead our community and the people that are around you, in the way that you celebrate joy and success, in the way that you show that kindness, that depth, that willingness just to be a part of a community and making sure that others are always taken care of. I saw that as well at the Giving Gardens when you guys were volunteering at Yad Ezra. It bothered the two of you when people were playing around and not taking things seriously. That the two of you knew this was important work that was being done. And you wanted to make sure that others saw that relevance as well and knew the impact that the two of you could have, that all of you could have. It's a wonderful quality that both of you possess. And we hope that all those wonderful qualities that you bring into our world, that you continue to bless us with those, as we ask God to bless you now as we celebrate this special occasion.
Ava and Holland, only God can bless. So we ask is that through our connections and through our relationships and through what we bring into the world, that we hope that God's a little more a part of who each of us are, as we ask God to bless you now.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you. May God protect you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine upon you and always shine through you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Ava and Holland, may God always be a part of who you are, giving you your strength and your wisdom, giving you gesund, health, parnasa, success whenever you do. May you have nachas from kinder, joy from children as your parents, as everyone around you feels in this moment, as they always do with you in your life. May you have shalom, may you have peace, that you bring more peace into our world as well. And we say, Amen.
The door, nagid godlecha. The door, we protect this chain. From generation to generation. L'dor vador, our lips will praise your name. Our lips will praise your name.
Because we always do this tradition, you guys get to go do Havdalah now. And in honor of the sweetness of their anniversary, we're going to ask Meg and Josh Bennett to come and clean up all of the candy. Rabbi, please. It's all for you. Just kidding. Okay, let's go to Havdalah. Do you have the names of friends? Call them.
We invite up Lauren, Emily, and MJ to help us with our Havdalah service.
We turn to our prayer book on page 105 for the service of Havdalah. At the end of each Shabbat, the Jewish people celebrate a ceremony called Havdalah. Havdalah means separation. We believe that to live life to its fullest, we have to learn how to make each day unique. The infant does not know one day from the next. As we grow, we realize that life is a series of separations. As we look back on the beauty of the Sabbath and the chance it has given us to celebrate the high points of our lives, so we must formally separate Shabbat from the rest of the week. God is my help, my trust is in the eternal, and I will not be afraid. God is my strength, the source of my spirit. With joy we draw the water of understanding from the wells of our experience. The eternal brings us help with blessings and goodness. Give us light and joy, gladness and goodness. Let us make good memories in our lives.
We will lift up the cup to rejoice in your saving power
and call out your name in praise. The Havdalah ritual begins with fire. With this braided candle, the Jewish people suggest that fire is a symbol of civilization. as a human's ability to conquer nature. That is why the ancients of our faith believed that fire was the first invention after the creation of the world. So, on this Saturday night, we reenact the first night after the creation of the world. The candle's double wick reminds us that all qualities are paired. We have the power to create many different kinds of fires, some useful and others that are destructive. Let the fire we kindle this week be holy, and let it bring light, warmth, and dignity to all humanity. We bless wine at this Havdalah service as a symbol of life and happiness. As wine represents sweetness, so with understanding and care of others, can we see beyond the ugliness and misery that stains our world. As we bless this wine, so may we be willing to bring sweetness into the lives of those we love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei peri hagafen. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who has sweetened creation with the fruit of the vine. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who has sweetened creation with the fruit of the vine. The spices we smell symbolize the spiritual treasure of Shabbat. We sniff a pleasant fragrance to refresh our souls, even when we know Shabbat is over. It is a reminder that each sense we possess is a pathway to the soul. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei minei v'samim. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who has filled creation with all manner of spices. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei minei v'samim. May Shabbat's glow always remind us that we must be a light unto the nations and a people that is willing to bring understanding and light to the world. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei me'orei ha'esh. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who has filled creation with light and fire. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei me'orei ha'esh, borei me'orei ha'esh.
Life is a series of separations. At birth, an infant separates physically from its mother. Time, growth, maturity brings further separations. Havdalah is to teach us how to say goodbye to even the happiest of times and prepare us for new roads and new experiences that make life a little more interesting, exciting, and livable. May something of Shabbat's meaning and message stay with us as we enter this new week. May the spirit of Elijah the prophet help us to realize that we have to lift all that we do to a higher plane of holiness and always be honest to the truths that we believe in.
Eliyahu hanavi, Eliyahu hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu hagiladi, bimhera v'yaminu, Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu hagiladi.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamavdil bein kodesh lahol. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who separates sacred from profane, light from darkness, the seventh day of rest from the 6 days of work. Praised are you, God, who separates the sacred from the profane.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamavdil ben kodesh lechol, hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Shavua tov, 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 Shavua tov. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase.
We continue with our concluding prayers as we rise together and turn to page 128 for our adoration.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הברצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
The Kaddish may be understood as a praise for the gift of life, love, and thought. It is a reminder of all that came before us. It is a testament to the psalmists and sages, the poets and prophets of our people who made our life and our faith possible. It is a celebration of our past, our present, and our future. Though it never mentions death, it is a reminder of all the friendships that we have cherished and the memories we have shared. Even in the most painful times, the Kaddish is our statement of faith. And so we join together on page 130 of our prayer books, praising God for the gift of life. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach kirtei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'yomachon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mivrach le'olam omei amaya, Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shmei d'kedusha b'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushvachata v'nechemata, da'amiran ve'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, huya say shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all the bereaved among us here and everywhere. As together we say, amen.
Oseh shalom b'mramav, huya say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Anyone who'd like to help us clean the floors and grab some candy at the end of services, please help us. We say, Adonai oz le'moitain, Adonai v'rechet emo shalom. May God give strength to all people, bless all of us here and everywhere with peace. Shavua Tov and Mazel Tov, everyone.
Goatov, come enjoy some candy.
Right?